name is Shem, and I am your entrepreneurial bestie homegirl, and I am your Butter and Boundaries host. Here we are going to get into talking about boundaries and also just redefining peace and softness. That doesn't mean you gotta let people run all over you. Okay? So today, one of the things I love to incorporate is my walk with the Lord, my walk with Christ. That's something that I've been a Christian my whole life, but I feel like in my adult life, probably the past decade and some change, I've really been working towards trying to be a good steward, a good human, a good neighbor, friend, community person. I really just want to do his will. That's where I'm at in my life. Because I think when our life has so many transitions and we find ourselves in places where we want our life to be a certain way, but the shifts that happen or the rejection that happens or something that you don't want happens, I think that's just God's way of telling you or showing you what his way or his will is. So I ain't got a verse for today, but I did read this. I got this devotional book from a dear friend who came and showed up and started talking about her new Christian faith walk and gifted me some amazing tools as a Christian. And yesterday I read one of those devotionals when I did a fast yesterday, and it just really talked about letting people be able to see God's light through you, letting people know or learn about him through you and your character. I think some people shy away from Christianity because of maybe judgment or whatever the case may be, but I think for me, I want to be a light for his work, and I want to be able to be blessed so that I can bless other people. So that's that. I would say this week, the boundary of the week really for me was being able to push myself even though what I wanted doesn't look the way I thought it was gonna look. If you've known me for a long time, I've been on an entrepreneurial journey since forever. When I graduated from college, that's what I wanted to do. I was inspired by, my mother, my family. My mom had her own business. She ran a restaurant for 10 years. So when you get to see a Black woman running a business and running a family at the same time, you're like, oh, I could do that. I want to be my own boss. You want all of the things. But being your own boss and being in business for yourself is probably one of the most difficult things you will do. And if you don't understand that you are going to fail so many times before you actually succeed in general, and then even succeed at the level you want to succeed, there are risks that need to be made. There are failures that need to happen. There are doors that need to close. There is businesses you need to rebrand, businesses you need to close and restart. I've learned so much on this journey, but I know because in my soul, I feel it like this particular journey that I'm on right now for this next decade, because I love skincare. I love the business of skincare. And honestly, I want to get my business to a place where I grow it and sell it and get some residuals from it, That's the way I would love to happen. And then go on to my next venture, because in my 50s, I definitely want to have a business too. And I want that to be very much paying homage to my cultures, both of the cultures that I am aligned with, and food. So I feel like that's my retirement journey. I want to definitely do something in food before I leave this earth. But right now, skincare is my thing. Education is my thing. I love educating people on skincare. I love learning new things about skincare. So the boundaries that I have pushed through this week are really pushing myself to behave like a business owner. Because I think a lot of times when you feel like your business is not doing well, you don't want to perform, or I don't even want to say doing well. It's not doing the way you want it to go. Because for somebody else, this could be where you're at, could be someone's dream. So I just really pushed myself this week to get tasks done, to wake up early, to go to bed early, check things off the checklist. And I'm proud of my progress this week. So with that being said, one of the things I did this week was I put my big girl panties on, because I actually got a space, or got a contract to rent a space, an acupuncture doctor's office, after leaving the high skin spa job, which some of you may have known that I did if you follow me on TikTok. I got removed from my last position, and then I decided to do a full-time esthetician job. That place was like the fast food of skincare. I'd never seen nothing like that in my life. Like, it was literally like going through the drive-thru to get a facial. It definitely prepped my muscle for the next stage of where I'm about to go with my business, but it was not something that I wanted to do every day, because I knew that I would have been burnt out within 90 days. So unfortunately, I had to remove myself, and then, in not knowing what was going to be next, I started looking for shared space, and I found a space in Vital Integrative Wellness Center here in the Rockville area. So Rockville, North Bethesda. And this month was the month I was supposed to start. And the girl's been dealing with some serious imposter syndrome. I think that's got to be what this is. It's like, I know what to do. I know what I'm doing. I know that all I need to do is do the proper marketing, and I'll have clients. I don't know if it's that I don't think it's going to work out, or I think it's going to fail. I don't know what it is that I'm like, the space I'm in right now, but I'm doing my due diligence to try to get out of it. So with that being said, I ended up going to Joelle Lee, which is a very popular skincare black esthetician who used to be based in the DC area. She used to be Michelle Obama's, I think she was like Michelle Obama's esthetician, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong. But she does webinars and classes. She offers a lot of free resources for estheticians. So I decided to go to one of her events, like randomly. It said like, get better with your consultations. I was like, this is good, because where I just came from, it was about boosting people and making money. My whole thing about being an esthetician is educating, building connections, and community, right? So I was like, let me go to a seasoned individual's course where I can get some tips from her on what she's doing in the space and what she's teaching people present day about doing consultations that make sense. And it turned into something that I didn't even think I was going to be like, that I was really going to appreciate it the way I did. And I'm so happy I went, because I just got something that's going to elevate my work as an esthetician to the next level in terms of consultations. And that is the Muilli Dermascope. This is the Muilli. And I'll show you. It has a camera in the front, and it has these two meters on the side. These indicate your water level in your skin, so for dehydration and things like that. And the scope, I think, if I'm not saying, magnetized 60 times to see your skin. It checks for wrinkles. It checks for like transdermal water loss, like tells you about how dry your skin is, aging, all these different things that this one device does, which turns a conversation about consultation into a, based on what you said, I need that information in order to treat your skin. But this is going to give me the data to know, or to match up those two things. There's two sides to every story, right? So now I have the client story, and now I have the Dermascope's story. So I'm really excited about using this in my practice. And that's why I said I've been doing all the due diligence to get ready for this, because for the longest I've been needing to make a landing page for marketing. And I just didn't feel like I didn't have the space. But with me hiring an intern, I was like, I'm about to be mentoring someone. I'm about to be teaching someone. So I want to be doing the best practices possible and acting in the best business acronym or business practices as possible. So I went to a training for the device this week. They're amazing. They're based in Boston. So hopefully at some point before the year is over, I get to go to Boston, because the second part about the Muilli that is amazing, I know everybody is on their Korean skincare trip right now because of TikTok, which is great. I mean, I love I love Japanese skincare, Korean skincare, baby. I love it all. It's all on my counter. Believe me, it's great, especially for hydrating the skin. And one of the biggest things I think that, which I'm gonna combat in the treatment room, and I think that a lot of people need to understand, is the first things first is hydrating your skin. Majority of the people are dealing with a lot of the conditions they're dealing with because their skin is dehydrated and their barrier is damaged. That's a whole conversation for another day. But to fast forward, this device not only gives you a report of your skins and all the different areas that it analyzes on your face. It gives you a report which goes to an app that I have on my phone. And once we get that report, it tells us exactly what's going on with your skin. And then it uses AI to determine those results. So I think that's the biggest gag for me, is like pulling together different things in skin and then using that research to decide, like, okay, these, based on this data and what you told us and the pictures we see, this is what is going on with your skin. And the best part of it all is that Korean skincare part. It actually creates a unique skincare line of an ampule, which an ampule is like a treatment serum, but you put it on while your skin is dry, so you get maximum absorption, and it's very, very concentrated. So it gives you an ampule or an essence, which an essence is similar to a toner, but you put your essence on first, and your essence is going to help your skin absorb any other treatments and serums that you may put on top of it, as well as a treatment lotion. So those are the three things that it can curate specifically for your test results. And they're created by an AI robot. And that robot computes your information, makes your products, and then they're shipped to your home in 1 to 3 business days. Absolutely amazing. And when I heard that, I was like, whoa, nobody's doing AI-based consultations, baby. Not that I know, but they probably are. Like, there are machines that are out there that are huge, that are the ones that you put your whole face in. I know Glow 30 does something where they scan your face, and that they know, like, they can, I think it kind of uses something similar, AI, to detect potential skin issues with your skin. But I think the unique part about this is like the one-on-one part you get in consultation. I feel like a lot of facial places are boosting up the technology, but I think that old school, sitting with your client, building a relationship with them, understanding what is going on with them so that you could treat them the best way instead of trying to get a money grab, I think this, for me, is going to be what sets it apart, on top of the fact that they can get custom products. So, of course, I make products. I make skincare products currently for Barima. Those products are specifically to hydrate and balance the skin. So with those products integrated with the Muilli curated Korean skincare products that you can get, you could literally have an amazing line that's specific to you, that's going to balance you as well as treat some of your current skincare issues. So this is the biggest piece of technology that I'm going to use in my practice as of right now. I will also be using Glymed Skincare, which is an amazing skincare line that's been around for over 3 decades. In the future, coming months, the plan is to also get Dermalogica, as well as to get a hydrodermabrasion machine and be able to provide some more elevated treatments for my clients, because the main areas of target, the main areas that I want to support clients with is hydrating their skin, so balancing you, hydrating you, working on hyperpigmentation, and for my male clients specifically, working on beard care, ingrown hairs, and just learning the best way to care for the hair on your face. Or another area is also scalp care. So working with gentlemen who are bald, who want a better regimen for taking care of the skin that's on their head, because that's skincare too. Just because you don't have hair there doesn't mean you can't take care of that skin too. So those are my areas of expertise. I think the beard one is going to be huge because based on some clientele that I already have, I think some of the things that we get into, not we, because I'm a woman, that men get into, whether it's working out, whether it may be some intimate things that they may get into, beard care is essential. And a lot of the stuff you may see that's going on with your beard is because you're not caring for it properly. And I'm not just talking about putting on a beard oil. I'm talking about actually cleansing it, actually getting in there and exfoliating the skin that's underneath your beard. So I really want to educate guys on that. So that's that. I know this is a long rant, but it's all good. From here, the plan is the studio is open. Last week I went to set up. I'm really kind of in setup mode because Dr. Miriam, who I work with, she was out of the country for a month. So I really didn't get time to kind of go in and set up. So this weekend I'll go in, drop some stuff off, probably invite a few people to come in and get a treatment. And then we're going to be full throttle probably by the last week of July. The book is up, so you can book. So I am taking clients currently, and I'm looking forward to what's next. I'm only there on Saturdays from 10 to 4 p.m. So I'll say that. And one of the next things I'm going to be doing is Muilli events. So if you are interested in doing a skin care scan and sip, where I can come and do a little small party, no more than 10 people, and I can do the skin analysis for anybody who's there. And then they can order, if they want to, the Korean skincare, or they can purchase Barima products, or they could book a facial. So it's kind of like a 2025 AI version of an Avon party. That's what I'll say. Like, this ain't Avon, baby, it's Barima. But we'll definitely have the scope there. And as long as you're willing to purchase 2 products, the party can be free as of right now, because I just got the machine. The products run from about $80 to $100 a piece. So if you're willing to buy 2 of your products that come with your scan, I will do the party at no charge. I at least need 10 people at the party, because the hope is to get at least like 3 to 4 people to purchase to make it worth the trip. This is gonna be my first time doing it. I've been talking to my onboarding coach to see what's the best scenario. So those were some of the tips she gave me, like, have the client purchase their product, and if they purchase the product, then obviously then that helps support me as the business owner and gets things rolling. So I'm excited to be one of the very few people in the DMV who is now offering Muilli services. I'm gonna do a short promotional video on Muilli at some point, but that's what I got going on right now. When I think about what I want us to think about going into the week, though, encouragement to go into the week is, especially with everything that is happening with people losing their jobs, stuff that's happening with the government, cultural wars that are happening on social media. I think what we need to hold close to ourselves and understand is that all of us are a community. And when we are not a community, we are divided. We are letting the enemy or whoever else is out here taking over and trying to take over win, right? It kind of saddened me, a lot of stuff that I kind of seen this week, especially culturally, like being someone who is African American and being Ghanaian. I see both sides of what people complain or have gripes about when it comes to this cultural diaspora wars, or whatever you want to call it. And I just think that if we look at each other as members of a community, that we would treat each other differently. And if we really thought about how much we're alike instead of how much we're different, how much we're alike other than being different, that would just change everything. Like, we would be in a different place, I think, if we really looked at each other as community members and collaborative partners, and as equals, rather than looking at each other as people who are separated by water, but one is better than the other. Because I think I love both my cultures. I love both my cultures. Not one is better than the other. I feel like there's so much value in both my Black African American culture and my Ghanaian culture that I couldn't see it any other way. Especially being someone who got to know about my Ghanaian culture as an older adult, not a child. So I didn't grow up in the culture like a lot of people did. But I learned my own way, and I had friends and some family members that really supported me in being able to understand that. So I just hope that everybody just starts to look at each other more as community and less as like we don't belong to each other, because we do. We're all one. So that is it. That was a very long rant, but that is the episode. And it's probably how the episodes are going to be from now on, because when I feel like I can find myself to pinpoint, it's just going to take me longer and it's not going to feel authentic. So I'm someone, I know I can talk through one straight take with no problem, and I did. And hopefully you enjoyed it, and hopefully you follow me on Instagram and TikTok. My TikTok is Shim, CHIM, Butta, BUTTA, baby, BABY. I changed it from the last video because I wanted it to kind of match the name of the podcast without changing my handle on everything. So yes, it's Shim Butta Baby on TikTok and Instagram. And then you can follow my business, Barima Skin Co, at Barima, BARIMA Skin Co.